Hello again, everyone. I've come down to, well, actually at the moment we are by Leasowe Lighthouse, which you will see very shortly. Constructed by Mersey Docks and Harbour Board in 1763. It was a pair of lighthouses, the other one being constructed out at sea, and that one was destroyed in a storm. But the Leasowe Lighthouse is the oldest and probably tallest brick-built lighthouse in the country. It opens to the public occasionally, not today, and they do things like abseiling from the top for charity and all that kind of stuff. So at the moment I'm in Leasowe, and I actually came down here today to have a walk along the beach at Moreton, which is literally that away, about a mile. Mainly because I want to do some shots, sand type shots. I don't think there's anything much going on here apart from the wind farms out to sea, but I don't think there are any interesting groins here. It should be an incoming tide when I get up there, and it's only about a quarter of a mile away from me now, the sea, well, the beach. So I want to do some shots of the sand, shells, things like that maybe, which I haven't done for a long time. I have got the Olympus EM1 with me, the 12-40, and also the 100-300 Panasonic Lumix, just in case. I've taken one shot of the lighthouse using that lens from way back on the footpath. It's a popular spot. There's a small car park here and people come out and picnic and walk their dogs and things like that. But for now, that's probably enough waffle from me. Well, they're not exactly groins, are they? But I presume they do the same job. Protect the sea defences from high tides and storms. I'm just wondering if there is a composition to be had here with that distant marker post. I don't think I've got the height necessary to maximise it, really. So I'm going to try one with the 12-40 first of all. Sort of emphasise the shadows and the shapes. Let's just see what we've got here. I'm not going to include this one right in front of me. And I think I'm going to go, let's try landscape and zoom in slightly. I'm going to focus on the foreground. I've got figures on the seawall on cycles, but we can clone them out if we need to. So we'll have a look at that. Let's do one upright as well and zoom in a little bit more. This is max zoom. Focus on the shadow in the foreground. Try and keep the horizon as level as I can. It's something that I'm really bad at. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to try the same with the 100 to 300. This is going to give me a wider choice of composition. Middle distance. Focus on the middle distance. I'm just going to chimp that. Well, it's okay. It's not going to win any prizes. Is it going to be a keeper? Probably not. Oh, I like that better in vertical format though. Hang on. Right, going to use the LCD. This could be quite interesting, I think. Focus on one of the concrete structures in the middle distance and just get the vanishing line. 320 at the f9 with ISO 200. So those are the modern groins there, I guess you'd say. And then we have the offshore wind farm. Tide is well out. And away over in the distance you can see the cranes of the modern port of Liverpool. Now there is another reason why I've come over to Moreton. You're probably thinking, well, I'm sure there are more interesting beaches around here for you to explore, Alan, and that's probably very true. But I'm going to take you back in time to 1962 when I was an 8-year-old boy living over in Rhyl in North Wales. And in July of 1962, the world's very first passenger carrying hovercraft service was set up to run from Rhyl in North Wales across the bay to here in Moreton. So it does have historical interest to me. Why did they choose those two locations? Well, Rhyl, very, very popular holiday resort back in the 60s. When I lived there, it was vibrant. They had the fun fair, as you can probably see from some of the photos that I'll put up, all of which is now gone, but that's an entirely separate story. So Rhyl was an obvious candidate. It had a lovely sloping sandy beach, which it's still famous for. And then they decided they had to decide the other destination or arrival point, if you like. And originally I think Hoylake was in the frame, but it was decided that the noise of the hovercraft would be annoying to the residents. So here, Moreton was decided upon, again, because it has a lovely sloping beach. Back in the 60s, most of this concrete sea defence wasn't here. So it could come up on the beach and allow people to alight and to get on for the trip over to Rhyl in North Wales. So that was the idea, and it was also carrying mail, by the way. And it was opened by all these dignitaries and whatever. It was called a hover coach, not a hovercraft. Hover coach because it was carrying passengers. But that ran from only July of 1962 to September of 1962. They had various mechanical problems with it. The engines that provide lift gave out on a particular crossing from here to Rhyl, and it just about struggled across and got in. But sadly, it broke loose from its moorings during a particularly stormy evening, and the damage was such that it was beyond sort of economical repair. So that was the end of the world's first fare-paying passenger hovercraft service. So that's another little reason why I've come here. So that's the history bit out of the video. Yeah, thank God for that, I hear everybody say. Now it's time for me to think more about the photography that I want to do. There are some interesting pools down here and rocks, small ones. So I'm going to head down there and see what we can do. Well, if this video makes it onto YouTube, I'll be amazed, because it's going to be a short one. I was just trying to take some photographs down on the sand itself, and the lowest part of the sea defence is, of course, is covered in slime and weed and mud, and I went A over T, as we say. So I've now got grazed knees, sore elbow. No damage to the camera. Of course, we photographers always protect our gear, don't we? It's the thing we keep away from the ground if we ever fall over. So frustrated because I didn't even take a shot down there. I'm going to blame it on the tripod. If I hadn't brought the tripod with me, I would never have even considered going down there. So that's another reason why I don't use a tripod. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, it's going to be a short video, assuming I actually post it. I hope you get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. I don't think any of the stills are going to be keepers. Might be surprised, I don't know. But at least you've got a little bit of the history content with regard to the lighthouse and the hovercraft. Anyway, from a lovely Moreton beach and sea defences, I'm going to say enjoy your photography, just don't fall over when you get to my age, it doesn't half hurt. I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.